where the guns coming from? You understand? Where the guns coming from? Who is funding these guns? Why there are so many guns coming into the country? I understand. So things like those, is really um things to really take in consideration. I believe that, we as a country have to try to move from that in form of a dead culture. Because I mean, you go anywhere, even as far as an infant school, an infant a large set of students, right, under the age of 8, so to speak,
Mhm.
and you say, finish this sentence. Informer,
Should dead.
95% at the under 8, under the age of 8 is going to say informer. If you did. Episode 5, The New Revolution Podcast.
Welcome to the New Revolution podcast. We're back. I know we've been out of sync for like a few months, but we were definitely working on some stuff. We have other projects as well, and definitely we're trying to stay consistent. So we're actually back with better quality, as you can see.
Mhm.
We're in the city.
Yup, 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 yup,
Yeah,
yup.
so definitely new equipment, better quality. We're all doing this
That's
for you
right.
guys. Always seeing you guys complain in the comments that we should improve. So here we are, and it's only gonna get better from here. So
Absolutely.
definitely, on behalf of the New Revolution podcast, just like to apologize to our viewers for the delay, and we're back better with more content. So, how you doing today, man?
Well, I'm doing absolutely amazing, man. I am
Doing.
doing absolutely amazing. Happy to be here.
Mhm.
It's been a while. It's been about a minute. We actually paused at
Yeah.
episode 4.
Mhm.
So being back with the New Revolution family is such a good thing.
So this is episode 4, right?
Well, should be 5.
Should be 5.
Yeah, it should be 5. Should be 5.
All right. So I guess this is
So
episode 5.
yeah,
You said
season.
should.
Yeah, it should be 5. Yeah, so season 2, guys. Season 2.
All right. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Carlington Barrett. You can follow me on Instagram at Carlington_official.
All right, and you can find me on Instagram at I am underscore Zane 168, and it's your boy Zane Ejam. So before we actually jump into it, I guess the last time I was here, I was Christopher Gibbon.
Yeah, he did some crimes and now he gotta change his name. So
Yeah, guys.
explain that, cause
So yeah, a lot of folks have been asking, so I might as well go ahead and just share it right here, right, and clear the air. So to make it short and spicy, my dad told me that, hey, my biological last name is Ejam, right? And dad went ahead and changed his name, his full name, because we actually shared the same name, right? Christopher Gibbon, Alexander Gibbon. And I was junior, dad was senior, of course. So basically, um, dad told me that our biological last name is Ejam,
hmm
and he gave us the meaning of what our name actually meant at the time, right?
yeah.
And it wasn't, revolving any form of light. So dad went ahead and said that he would actually be changing his full name, right? So, I said might as well I do the same, and I wanted something to resonate, some form of light. So with all
hmm
that said, I did some research, and Zane was right, like the perfect fit. It actually meant godly light, and I liked it. So I said, all right, I'm gonna get it started out. And I had a close friend living close by in the apartment that made everything work smooth and easy. So that I did, and actually um, getting all the documents started out in the process right now. So yeah, so that's what's up, and that's basically how I am now Zane Ejam, guys.
Sounds like a lot, man. But I can definitely understand your situation. trying to keep the legacy of the original name.
Yep, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
So yeah, definitely today I feel like I want to talk about, the surge of violence that's happening in the
Mm-hmm.
country in Jamaica, and not just only Jamaica, but around the
Mm-hmm.
world as well. Seeing what's going on down in Afghanistan,
Right,
with the Taliban as well.
right. So it's a lot. Crime and violence is an ongoing topic. Through generations after generations after generations, and it's really unbecoming. We can't seem to really find the plug as to how can we really combat crime, because to me it seems as if every time government or police, whomever, make about 5 steps forward, it's like a 10 step backward type of scenario in general. So you know fighting crime is a tough task, I would say
Um,
for sure.
yeah, and even looking, before we even jump over to Jamaica, is like for just to understand that the war in Afghanistan is pretty much like a 20-year run,
Mm,
versus the various allies of
mm,
the U.S. Army as well as the Royal Army as well.
mm.
So 20 years, and it just took the Taliban like 72 hours to reclaim
Right.
Afghanistan just like that.
Right, and they have been training, they have
Mhm.
been in preparation for so long, and just like that, just like that.
It's very sad though, because for Afghanistan, it's not like we out here in the Western hemisphere of the world where
Mm.
women have rights and stuff like that. In Afghanistan, females are not allowed to basically even go to school or
Yeah,
stuff like that.
for real. Because I remember recently I was actually trying to watch an interview,
Mm,
and there was a female journalist there, and I think one of the leaders were like, you're a female, you're not supposed to be here, and I was like, yo, that's interesting. So
Assalamu alaikum.
yeah, so you know, countries like Jamaica, of course, are absolutely privileged, and a lot of other
We're
countries
very
around the
lucky.
world,
Yeah.
because as it is, we are changing into a more modernized
Mm,
culture where we're trying to have both men and women actually operating on the same level,
mhm.
um, in essence. So
Because even
it's
in
interesting.
Saudi Arabia, I think the other day, I think it was last year or year before that, women were allowed to drive cars.
Mhm.
So you can see that they're trying to, implement the equality thing
Yeah.
that's in the eastern hemisphere of the world. Because
Mhm.
in Afghanistan,
Oh.
it's a lot of stuff like I even hear alleged reports of forced marriages and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And it's just crazy, to know that for 20 years, been fighting this war, and
Mhm.
just like that, it just gone back to normal.
Oh.
Well, at least for the new Taliban regime, they say that they have a better,
Mhm.
way of how their society should run and stuff like that, and women will be allowed to teach and do other stuff. So
Mhm.
only time will tell. We will definitely see what happens, but it's a very, what's the saddest thing though
Oh.
about that situation? Because currently, right now in Kabul, I think is the city that they're basically trying to get Americans out of
Mhm.
Afghanistan. There was this one plane. I think it was one of those Lockheed planes, planes that can hold like several helicopters and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So the some Afghanistan people are trying to flee the country,
Mhm.
and I can see the level of desperation where there were some persons who held on to the outside of the plane while it was taking off.
Oh.
So while
Oh.
it was up in the air, a few persons fell off and
Oh.
plunged to their death. Very
Oh.
sad. One of them was actually a national football player.
Oh.
So yeah, that was like one of the saddest.
Wow.
situation out of that.
Wow, wow, wow. See? It's like that, man. It's like that.
So we're in Jamaica, we're actually free. You know, our government is not trying to, you know, do us like how they're doing them over there.
Mhm.
But we have our own problems here in Jamaica, cause bro,
Yeah.
like right now, I don't feel safe
Yeah.
nowhere right now in Jamaica, bro.
Jamaica. Right now, it's crazy. It's very crazy. People fearing their lives. Uh, can't be on the road, feeling like, hey, you have the right to be on the road. You understand? And to even make reference to certain parishes, so to speak. You have some parishes that are, you would basically classify those parishes as um, parishes that have the most
Mm,
violence. Understand? And for example, downtown Kingston, persons are pretty much fearful to even walk in Kingston, even in broad daylight, pretty
mm.
much
But you didn't
on
have
their,
a similar almost got robbed situation down in
yeah,
downtown.
one afternoon I was trying to beat the rain to Montego Bay to drop off some documents by Euro Circle, and a dude approached me, and held his waist up and you know saying, yo, you look like somebody who know type of thing. You understand? And I feel, yeah, brother, Jamaican vibes, brother, you the one. You see, you see. So you don't know. Yeah, it's crazy in the streets. It's crazy in the streets. Crime is so prevalent in Jamaica, and trust me, um, I think there is a lot more that can be done. I just believe that, hey, politics is at its best where this is concerned, because I per se see where, hey, the government or the police force or JDF want a specific guy, and when they want that guy, they can actually get that guy anytime. Understand? And with having those information, and crime is still on the high, um, it's really ridiculous, just to show that there's a lot of politics being done under the don't know.
I see. Well, hmm, Jamaica, in terms of, because this is not like something that it's been happening over the past 5 years. Jamaica has always been known for,
Mhm.
this type of um, situation where we're always surging in crimes. At
Mhm.
one point, Chicago is like 5 times or even 10 times bigger than Jamaica, and we recorded more murders than Chicago at one
Uh,
point. I can't remember. But basically, you'd have to bring it back to slavery days. They said that some of the most rebellious slaves, they sent them here to
mm.
Jamaica for discipline. So I don't know if that have anything to do with it, if it's a DNA spurge thing or anything like that.
Well, it's a lot. It's a lot to factor in. To be honest, it's a lot to factor in. Hey, primarily, where are the guns coming from? You understand? Where are the guns coming from? Who is funding these guns? Why there are so many guns coming into the country? Understand? So things like those, is really um things to really take in consideration. I believe that, we as a country have to try to move from that in form of a dead culture. Because I mean, you go anywhere, even as far as an infant school, an infant a large set of students, right, under the age of 8, so to speak,
Mhm.
and you say, finish this sentence. Informer,
Should dead.
95% under under 8, under the age of 8 is going to say informer. If you did,
So you're saying that basically is you would favor a cultural type thing,
yeah,
like how we raise our
yeah,
kids have to play a major part.
yeah, that plays a vital role.
Mm,
Absolutely plays a vital role, and we have to try to change that narrative of how we really see certain things, because I mean, that will not get us any further, reality is concerned. And until you know persons start really experiencing that, through criminal activities,
mm,
through robbery, through someone just blatantly take a memory of family life, you know, that's when some persons will really feel the wrath of what's happening. And go ahead.
yeah, because normally based on what I'm seeing or what I've heard persons say, once it don't have anything to do with them, they don't care,
Mm-hmm.
and they can't have this type of mentality because we've been in Spanish Town for quite some couple of years, and
Mm-hmm.
pretty much at least a few times
Mm-hmm.
some gunshot go off, not
Mm-hmm.
directly near you or anyone come directly for you,
Mm-hmm.
but crossfire and stuff like that can
Yeah.
can definitely take you out. You never know.
Right.
So it's like, for me, definitely agree regards to the culture,
Mm-hmm.
from music to the way how them nurture your kids up and stuff like that.
Right.
Because if you expose your kids to certain things growing up,
But
that's the
normalize.
path. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the path. Because normally I see some videos in a city, kids smoking
Mm-hmm.
weed and they look like they're just 5 years old drinking rum and stuff like that. Those are the
Mm-hmm.
type of behavior that you see, you know, over time. You can basically just have a screenshot of
Mm-hmm.
what that child future will be,
Right.
and definitely a cultural thing. But if you even look at compare Jamaica to another country, Haiti, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Haiti have like a population of around 22 million people.
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica, 2 million plus. And would you believe that Haiti records less murders than
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica?
Interestingly.
Mhm. So I did some research. Typically I realized a particular trend. Like
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica records at least 1,200 plus murders, like on average
Mm-hmm.
every year,
Wow.
while Haiti pretty much records like seven to 800
Wow.
murders every year.
Wow.
And it was fascinating because I'm saying like Haiti is in a way more detrimental
Situation.
situation than
Yeah.
us. Poverty
Mm-hmm.
rate is crazy over
And
there. They would
everything.
have more motives to do
Yeah.
crimes and
Right.
stuff like that
And everything bad that happens,
to Haiti, and
happens to it.
22 million people.
So it's a lot, and if we should even scuba dive deeper into even the relationship with Jamaica
Mm,
and Haiti
Haiti.
as it relates to crime and violence, there's a lot happening out there that a lot of us Jamaicans aren't even aware of those situations, right?
Mm,
For example, it's allegedly said, that um, we have Jamaicans, bringing weed in
mm,
exchange for gold
mm,
and, the ocean
mm.
borders,
As well
right?
as when let's say for example, there's let's create someone, say probably a gunman by the name of Stevie
Mm,
gets too hot in Jamaica.
mm,
Normally he goes to Haiti to cool out
mm.
for a couple of months, probably a year or two, come back to Jamaica.
Yeah.
So we definitely have a good relationship in regards to those type
Hmm.
of activities
You
with
know.
Haiti.
It's really unbecoming, but some factors that we would actually even look into to say, yo, these are some of the factors that are fostering crime and violence in Jamaica. One, of course, the unemployment rate for men in general
Mm.
as well. That talking from personal experience,
Mm.
is a definite factor into escalation of crime. Because I mean, man, them no income now come in, you probably all have a one woman, baby for mine, food to eat, on a job, you understand?
So you believe that money would be a solution to crime and violence?
Not only money, but not to say money, but
Mm.
it comes with, how would I say this now? It comes with responsibility. It comes with um what you want, as an individual, your values and your morals that you have, you know, um that you actually grow up with basically. You understand? Because even today I was actually watching an interview, with some guy on a Jamaican. Basically, he was involved in crime,
Mm.
and they were interviewing him, and he was expressing that from a tender age. Yeah, so if his mom wasn't even instilling good values and morals in his life, as he expressed, you know, um, certain things like putting badness behind him wouldn't be something that would be in his thought whatsoever. You understand? So again, parenting plays a critical role in this, but there is just so many factors. Peer pressure, leaving from the inner city, going to school, peer pressure from your friends. Because even me myself, when I was going to high school, I experienced that. I came
Mm.
from the inner city, went to high school, you know, um, we come from Montego Bay. You have a Montego Bay clique, you understand, and you want to feel a part, so you tend to roll with them guy there. And over a period of time, them say, hey, show me your five best friend, or you show me the people that you hang around. You definitely go eventually become them, in one sense. So, you know, all those local um all those little events, scenarios absolutely play a critical role.
Uh, Yeah, you mentioned, I did ask, if you think money would be the solution, but
Mm,
if you look at it, scammers, right?
mm,
They have the money.
exactly. And
Violence is
that's it.
still high, so
Mm.
I wouldn't say money is
Yeah, it
definitely the solution.
wouldn't be
Because,
a full on solution.
mm,
It's you really sometimes right now you have to wonder what you better than really
what
I think.
caused this?
You understand? Because again, as you just highlighted,
Mm,
um, scamming. Yeah, make the money at the same time. Where they go? You understand? People still the dead, crime still at its peak because man is spending money and buy gun or whatnot. You know.
yeah, and scamming, bro, you see, as it be like the money, not channeling the money to do like, things that is worthwhile.
Mm,
I would say, scammers tend to braff a lot,
mm,
floss a lot. And that, goes back to culture. Our culture, we both see as Jamaicans and stuff
mm,
like that. And, always a fear show off on the next man. Man want to be at top of the chart and stuff
mm.
like that. So it's like, it just goes back to the cycle where, you get the money and then
Yeah.
you're brav and next man see your bad mind,
Mm,
take you out. So it's just even if, not even with us as scammers.
mm,
Let's say, for example, I'm a successful businessman. It's just the
mm,
same mindset. Man see me, want to start me, probably him to get the money, take me out same way. So
mm.
no one is pretty much safe. So I wouldn't really necessarily say, money would be the solution. I
Yeah.
think, if looking at it on a psychological perspective, would have to really try to figure out what is the root cause
Mm,
why our culture is like that.
Mm.
And we have the factors, parenting, school, peer pressure, all of that.
Mm.
So, we would definitely try to target those factors from
Mm.
development stages of life,
Right.
right? So definitely, that's what the government should basically try to look at
Mm.
first, the upbringing of these youths.
Yeah, and as it is, as we say, hey, crime and violence is absolutely something to reckon with, right? Again, a lot of factors. Again, um, when you look into it, you can even go as far as really getting so aggressive that you tend to even play their game, so to speak. Understand?
Mm,
Eliminating all and who is said to be an alleged gunman. And at the same time, there's pros and cons. Because again, in Jamaica, or many other places in the world, right? The psychology of it. Now, let's say for example, argument's sake, me a bad man, right? Kill for a living. Zine, me have a youth, me have a baby mother, probably me have a wife, I have a family to feed. Me going out there killing, robbing, committing crime is a way of my family eating. See, in my family eyes, I'm a good man. And guess what? I can food come in my house. I
mm,
prepare me I send my kid to school. Me there in them life, but at the same time, me the wrongdoing. You understand? So that being said as well, kind of then contradict you, you as a criminal in the public's in John public's eyes. Understand? And then again, on news, people know say yeah, you're a killer, you're a bad man, you're done. I'm the same family member there. They say hey, John Brown is a good man. John Brown not trouble nobody. Understand? So it's really interesting for us as a country. Youths they did a 8-year-old I get shot. Them thing they I think mentality mess up. Understand? Woman are dead, you know, and not to really say yo woman or men basically or highlighting that yo man a kill woman,
mm.
but nobody not supposed to be a dead at all, you understand? And
For real, man.
really it's daunting, bro. It's really daunting. And sometimes, bro, if you really take it to heart too much, and it just it's call for some action. You understand? It's
Mm.
a lot. We can't, if you know, say, yo, next 5, 10 years down the line, we expect we have a youths. Our youths can't walk in the street safe. You understand? Them thing they not right. You understand? Them thing they not right, and government, you know, and the persons that are in charge to deal with these issues need to really step up them game. You understand? Step up them game. Too much politics is in the system, brother. And if you can't fix that, beyond to our generation.
So, in terms of the government, because I always hear, people complaining that the
Mm,
government needs to do more.
mm.
I look on it and I'm not so,
Fond
for,
of it.
yeah, yeah.
Mm,
Because for me, Andrew always don't know where that gunman is.
mm. You think so?
Police might
Well,
know where
police.
that gunman is,
Mm,
might get intel on
mm,
that. But really and truly, it all comes back down to the people. The
mm,
people know. Everybody when living in a particular community knows.
mm,
Say yo, Tom down your road a bad man, Tom
mm,
have gun, Tom a shoot people.
mm,
But then again, you know, police have their legislations and stuff like that. Them can know say Tom a gunman.
mm,
But at the end of the day, if them go down so go map out them getting a probe and all of them stuff there and
mm,
them own. force and investigate them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what the police basically try to do is, you know, go about it, the best
Mm.
legal or ethical way
Mm.
or so. But in terms of government, because the way how the people push it is like the government is 100%,
Responsible.
responsible for
Mm.
solving crime.
Crimes. Mm. The people have to play them part. People have to play them part.
People play the major
Yeah,
part.
them have to really play them part
And I
in
can
what's happening.
understand too as well with regards to, people being afraid to
Speak
report,
out and all of
yeah,
that.
seeing the whole inform of the dead type
Mm.
culture we have in Jamaica, and you can't even trust the police. And the next thing in
Mm.
terms of crime is the force, very
Mm.
corrupt as well. So you can't even
And that
trust
too.
police as well.
And that too.
Yeah.
So
So
it's just a lot. It's just a lot to really factor in, to be honest.
mhm,
It's absolutely so much to factor in. But as it is, we just have to literally hope for the best, and believe that hey, upcoming generation can be better. Things looks a bit bleaky,
right now.
on our end, as a country. Man are walking the streets with gun, things are getting videotaped, people are doing things broad daylight, everything people do these days.
Broad
Yeah,
daylight, bro.
people are dead in the street, nobody give no assistance. First thing you do is drop your phone, that type of vibe. So it's a lot it's a lot to think about. To how it is right now, it's like it's normalized. So for example, look at the gleaners,
Mm,
look at our media houses. Everything that you see in most cases, that is published is negative. Understand? The front page of the gleaner, um, front page of the Gleaner, highlight 5 men that gunned down X place. You understand? Um, 2 children got shot. So seeing that every day, seeing that consistently, you know, deep down in your subconscious mind, that kind of get a little bit normalized. Understand? And people just think that hey, over time this is just normal. But until somebody in your family experience,
that's the time.
some people want to really speak up, but a lot of people is in fear. A lot of people is in fear. People fear for their lives. But you just have a hope, hope for a better Jamaica.
And
Have hope for a better Jamaica.
we even have the 311 system, where you can supposedly call in and give some information,
Mm,
claim some form of prize money and stuff like that.
mm,
But even I have friends who analyze, like, we would have a discussion on this, and they would say they don't trust that system as well.
mm,
So the first thing, let's kind of lean into like solutions right now where
mm,
crime is concerned. So in regards to a system, right,
mm,
that residents who want to actually call in and give some information and stuff like that, we need a more secure system.
mm.
Something that the people them
Something
can trust.
robust.
People
Mm.
need to start have trust in the police. Once the
Mm.
people have trust in the police, then
Right.
basically, information can be brought forward to them,
Mm-hmm.
and that could help in another aspect.
Mm.
Um, Parenting,
Mm.
that's the next thing that society and our culture
Yeah.
needs to change, because if that does not improve, it's just going to be a downward spiral in regards to crime and violence.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look on it, don't think for a second that the gunmen are not dying.
Mm.
If you check it out, the JCF took out numerous gunmen all over the island. The
Mm.
cricket boy, Montego Bay, there was
Mm.
like The JDF took some out in Clarendon, around five, six of them. So they're taking out a lot of people. But guess
Mm,
what? Younger generation coming up
mm,
replacing those type of people. So
mm,
as one gone, they just instantly get replaced. One done get take out, the next done replace that done,
mm.
and it's just a cycle
Cycle,
going
continuous
forward, right?
cycle.
So we definitely need to change society, the culture. It's gonna
Mm,
be a lot of work. It's not nothing that can be done overnight.
mm. Yeah, man, it's a
Possibly it's a whole
lot of
generational
work.
thing, bro.
Take responsibilities as well. Fathers, a lot of the fathers, them, behind bars, in and out of prison, here and there. Some of them dead, you know, not there for their younger, um, siblings, family, whomever, to guide them, adequately. Because I mean, having a male figure in the household, plays a role as well. You understand? In most cases, the mom can't do it alone. Yes, a lot of mother, try their best to do what they can do to raise a child in the way they can grow. You understand? But at the end of the day,
Male
you
figure
see,
is very,
a
very
male
important.
figure is absolutely important. And it's just, as I said, it's really a lot, as we can actually attest as well, with the police force in Jamaica along with the JDF. I can say that I think I see some form of improvement, because back in the days, I think, if if I'm not lying, or to be sure, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
the Jamaican citizens were a little bit distraught in providing information to the police. You understand? They were fearful. The citizens have it to say that, hey, they don't trust the police. See, you understand? So over time, I looking into it, and seeing what's happening on the news, following up on what's happening in the country as well. I see some improvements. I see where the police officers are, they're working, they're on their operations. They're doing all what they can do. Understand? And as it is, as the prime minister is trying as well to, bring more men in society to be a part of the movement, to be a part of the JCL, to be a part of the police force. Understand? So that there can be a better Jamaica. It's we see some improvements. Understand? And it's what it is. But we have to, as people, as citizens, here in Jamaica, we have to play our part. You understand? We absolutely have to play our part. Leadership, even in this time, the coronavirus happening, a lot of families are dying. A lot of families are dying. And at the same time, you still, to this day, during lockdowns, understand, during lockdowns, during curfew, you still have residents um having parties, and having parties in extended hours, and at the same time you're still putting their family at risk. The thing about it, you see, the industry was closed. The industry was closed. The entertainment industry was closed for a period, right? The government say, all right, cool, everything kind of simmer down a little bit, then give them a little summer break. And about a month, and
Hmm.
everything, or less than a
Two,
month,
like 2.5 weeks, though.
and everything skyrocketed. A lot of cases, new variant, COVID virus is here, and all of that jazz. And people, you know, people are dying. I saw recently 22 deaths in a day, moving from one, two, three deaths a day to double figures.
Yeah, we're kind of looking like India, small, the mere fact that we're running out of
Mm,
oxygen now, kind of looking like India.
yeah.
So,
So it's wow, it's crazy. It's really crazy. And until there's a lot of conspiracy going on, regarding people taking the vaccine and all of that. I won't get into that, right? But I must say, people have their free will to do what they must, right? I do encourage if you should take the vaccine, go right ahead. When they're trying to minimize, what's happening. If you know that, you are always
OT.
out there, working, etc. By all means, try your best to protect yourself. Don't play hero, yeah,
Yeah.
and be out there not wearing your mask, listening to conspiracy theories and all that jazz and bashing persons that don't take the vaccine. I heard it all. I understand,
Because
and
even for those who are in the entertainment, I thought that when the vaccine
mm,
actually came to Jamaica, they would be the one that would be the first to go and
mm,
get it. Seeing
mm,
that you guys want to go out and party.
mm,
For me, get the vaccine. If you want to go out and party, get the vaccine. Because tell you what, at the end of the day, if you don't care, you won't care until somebody close
mm,
for you drop out. I've lost close family members due to COVID in the
mm,
past year. So, definitely know what it feels like when it hit home and stuff like that. So, you know, get the vaccine,
yeah.
let's move forward. That's basically it. Because when you don't, then you stay home. Persons who are vaccinated, when they basically, take the vaccine, they would
Mm,
probably have mild symptoms. They won't even know
mm,
that they have it.
yeah.
And the vaccine basically eliminate you have to be in a hospital,
Yeah.
flattering for life and all of those stuff.
Right.
So, just do what you need to do and,
Yep.
let's move forward. You can't
Yep.
just in this loop 3 months with bad people are dead with high cases and then when we cool it down back,
Mm.
you know, people going back to the regular thing again, then it
No
gone back high
responsibilities.
again. Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Have to
need to
take
move forward.
responsibilities. Be accountable. Folks. Because I mean, during pandemic, where income is not generating as fluidly as we would want it to be, generated and looking to bury somebody due to COVID, you know, and hospitals are full, oxygen ventilators and all of that, is running out or is already out, and it's sad, it's rough, but we really have to take accountability. We have to take responsibility for our actions. As it relates to that, it's really difficult. It's really frustrating, and for many of us during the pandemic, even us as students, even us as entrepreneurs, it's really it's really bad. It's really bad. Just have to keep being prayerful, hoping for the best, hoping that people, follow the protocols that are given, right? And do them research, do your research. Um, if you're against the vaccine, ensure say, hey, you're building immunity, do something. You understand? Help the cause. You understand? It's not a Jamaica thing. It's a global thing. Understand? So we literally really need to really play our part in this race of life. Is something that none of us planned for. It's been happening what for a year now, and we really, really would need to get back to some form of normalcy. Need to, get out there, communicate, network, do business, and all that good jazz. So, hey,
Have to
folks,
pick a struggle. We
do what
have
you have to
to
do.
can't
Um,
have high crime and COVID and all these
yeah,
different type of pick a struggle.
so
Yeah.
it's a lot, but yeah, that's awesome. So,
Yeah, so definitely,
hmm,
we touched on solutions for crime and stuff like that. Definitely, just a recap on that, definitely have to change cultural stuff and like
hmm,
that. We need a system where, people can trust the police more and stuff like that.
hmm,
more job opportunities for those who claim that,
Mm,
money is the issue why them have to go pick up a matic and rob a man and stuff
mm.
like that.
Man, we go look at work.
Go
Yeah.
look at work, cause we out there,
Investments.
we out there,
See,
and
man, them need to, make money and making money make sense. You
mm,
understand? Invest the money. Learn about stocks. Hey, change the ball game. I understand we can't be doing this rat race type of thing. I understand in Jamaica we have this 9 hour system type of work vibe, yo. That thing need for really kind of cut so people can really have some form of flexibility to really earn more. I understand because you know it's somewhat unbecoming. We as young people as well, right? We should even take out the mandate to try to help our younger generations to understand, hey, there are ways that you can actually learn how to make your money, make money for you. Understand? Investing in stocks. Understand? Um,
create your
Change the
own
game.
business, man.
Change, build generational wealth for your family.
Mm,
Try your best to literally, when your kids born, know say, hey, my kids, when them come on this earth, they don't have to start over. Understand? We leave a foundation for them. We set that example. We set that there and done. And say, alright, cool. So when them grow up and their kids is actually here, they can basically have that foundation there for their kids just the same and have that on repeat. Understand? And that's how we basically will have some form of generational wealth as well, in our families. So there are many ways that can have our money working for us. Build a farm. Understand? Grow your own food, things like those. You understand? Start your business.
someone like Youngster.
Start your business, man. Do what you have to do. Understand? And come out of the rat race. Sometimes 9 to 5, sometimes not really cut it. Yes, it happens, but you have to dig deep. Dig deep. Wake early, work hard. Wake early, work hard. That's how we have to do it. You understand? Easy out there. It ain't easy out there, but hey, our producer is actually telling us that we have about 2 minutes remaining.
So yeah,
So yeah,
definitely the end of the podcast. Um, no, definitely do remember to go ahead, like, share the video. If you share the same views as us, just hit the
drop your
comment
comments.
section, and
Yep,
let's
yep,
have a
yep.
discussion. We will be in the comment section as well.
Hmm.
So yeah, if you're new to the podcast, welcome to the family,
Absolutely.
welcome to the movement, and let's just move forward. And definitely thank you for watching this video. See you next time.
Wow.